Hello again, happy Monday. I thought I would show you guys this quick kind of sketchy doodle. Every time I get new brushes, I try to sort out which ones I like and are going to work for me and which ones I don't like and aren't going to work for me by going through them really quickly, seeing if they're kind of like just brushes for details, then I don't mess with them too much. But if they are brushes that could work for like full pieces or sketching, then I do things like this where I try to draw a full piece with them. So this is a brush that I will link in the description if I can find it. I think I have it. I put them all in a notes app thing. And it is a Clip Studio Paint or whatever that app is called, program app thing, imitation brush. So I don't know a ton about the brushes in there, but when I did use it, I think this might just be kind of like the basic marker thing. Anyway, I wanted to use something that is a bit different. This is a bit more of like a flat kind of textured brush than my usual like round sketching brush, and I really did enjoy it, especially for coloring. I thought it gave a bit more like texture and like interest to some points. But yeah, so it was kind of nice to mess around with, and I thought that during the sketching process, it was pretty easy to work with. And although I will say, like, some things here are pretty wonky, that's just me as an artist, especially when I'm not using the symmetry tool. I didn't use it for once. I regret it, but you know what? We gotta come out of our comfort zone every now and then. So here's where I try to do line art. And actually on this piece, I did kind of just line it in the way that I line things sometimes. I don't know. I am working on developing my own kind of style, and my own kind of style, I think I have decided I don't want to do line art anymore. I don't like it. I feel like it never comes out the way I want it to, and I feel like I get distracted doing detail lines. So this is what we're going with now. I had also seen, like, artists. I always like when artists do light blonde hair and they shade it with like purple or blue, but I never do it myself because I can never get it to work. But here I did it and I feel like I got it to work. So I did the hair and then I went back to working on the arm here. This color palette is a little bit different than my normal one. I have used it before, I think on a drawing that I have posted here. I forget what it's called. But it has some more like blues and like a different, well, it might be the same kind of like pinkish color, but it works with like blues and pinks and is a bit more cool toned and paled out, and overall it comes together looking more pale than what I usually do, especially in the face. And I really tried hard to make it come across as pale. This girl is white, like in that annoying way. Because I feel like when I work on things and I draw things, the character in my mind will look one way and then I cannot get it to match on paper. And so then the character in my head just develops into looking the way I can draw them. I don't know if anyone else is like that or has had that experience, but I think it's probably decently common among artists who are artistically challenged like myself. Anyway, so I went on to the clothing here. I kind of drew in my little like detail things, and then on this I ended up putting more green into my gold palette because I wanted to work with a sage green kind of color on the dress for the shading to give it more of kind of like an antique-y feel than usual, because usually I kind of work with like blue bases, grays, and then I also use like a mauve. I used that sage green, mauve, and a white for my kind of colors for that white-ish color. But yeah, and then here I kind of messed around. I wanted to do a necklace, and it just didn't work out. You're gonna see it doesn't work out. A lot of times I put something in and then I give up, and I think that's the nice thing about having fashion girlies for your characters is that, and also just drawing OCs in general, no one knows how they're supposed to look. You don't even know how they're supposed to look. And if you do, but you can't do it right, you just change it. And then I decided, okay, we're going to make this come together with a background. So I went to Old Reliable, my Grecian pillars, Grecian in air quotes, And I pulled some colors from just a basic palette I have, which were like pinks and purples I could shade with, and some blues. Then I threw some ivy on it, and I tried to bring it together with some shading for lighting elements, so I threw some blues on there. And then I gave up, and I tried to change the crotch because I was going to post it to Instagram, and I thought it looked weird. So I did that for a while. I messed around with that, and I just couldn't get it to look right. So you'll see here in a minute, I just, I threw some flowers on it. In the end, if it isn't working out, throw flowers on it. That's my advice. Okay, see you next time. Bye.